Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harris and Young. It's June 28th, and it is actually quite a rainy day out there. It's raining, well, I'd say cats and dogs, but that's kind of cruel, and it's kind of I think it's kind of a cruel analogy to think that animals are coming down from the sky when it's just water, but, people do say that. But as usual, we are heating things up in here today. It's the guests are getting great and more talented and from farther parts of the world than ever before. I have a young lady here today. She is from Athens, Greece originally. She's a musician too, just like, we've had a lot of them, and we have more on the way in the summer. It's going to be a great summer for musicians on Topic Time. Her name is Nicoletta Nomicou.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I say it right? Okay. And she has done a lot of incredible things in life, from music and other things. We're going to discuss that. She's done a performance that we're going to see, a video of her playing the piano, a song that she just did called Passage of Time. We're going to find out about her history in the industry and how far she's going. I believe she's a Berkeley student. Are you a Berkeley student?
I am.
You're doing pretty well. And I also found out, based on what I'm seeing on Facebook, tell me if I'm right or wrong, you write music for film scores too? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, well, let's talk about you. Nicoletta, first of all, thank you for coming in and being on Topic Time.
Thanks for having me so much.
Okay. So you're from Athens, Greece originally,
Yeah, exactly.
and you've been in the United States for like 3 years now?
2 years. I'm about to have my third year.
About to have your third year. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I've had guests on that have been Berkeley students. How did you end up at Berkeley? Were you looking around the world for a place to enhance your music skills and practice them? Is that it?
Yeah, I always wanted to study music, and I always knew that I would go outside of Greece, because in Greece there isn't really an industry, a music industry.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so when I was applying to colleges and when accepted to Berkeley, I was the most excited, so I decided to go there.
Okay, cool. And this was, and so from Greece you pretty much got online and you and decided to look around and see what colleges would, that had musical programs in the U.S.?
Yeah, I actually, when I was applying to college, I applied to some colleges for also economics and music as a double major.
Okay.
And Berkeley was actually the only music school that I applied to. But
where else did you apply?
I was applying.
If you don't remember, that's fine.
It was mostly like Ivy League schools.
Ivy League, there you go. It's the upper echelon of education in this country, so nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but the thing is that when I got accepted to Berkeley, I was really excited about it, because since the age of 2 years old, I always knew that I wanted to do music, because music has been around in my life since forever.
There you go.
So when I got to Berkeley and I looked at the program, I just knew that I had to come there.
That's awesome. Did you get in on a scholarship? And if not, some people do.
Yeah, I have a scholarship.
You did have a scholarship, wow. And now Berkeley, from what I understand, most of the people that I've interviewed from Berkeley, and I've actually done a show there myself, they do a lot of jazz. Mm-hmm. Now, in your music, what would you classify your music as? It sounds like soft, easy-going jazz.
Yeah,
R&B maybe a little bit.
I wouldn't say jazz. I would say that I'm a minimalist composer, which means that I like playing the same theme and adding a little bit more things, changing the harmony.
Right.
But I like evolving the same thing. So like you take a small idea and you just expand it.
Okay, cool. And you do you write a lot of your own music, right?
Yeah, I write 2 genres of music. The one is all instrumental songs,
right,
which is piano and orchestral. I've started also orchestrating my songs. And the other style is pop songs with lyrics, in English mostly.
Okay. Now, so you do like half your stuff is instrumental, half of it's with lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a reason for that? You just feel that you like that's the good diversity for your music?
So I started writing instrumental songs only since I was in elementary school.
That must be pretty tough. You hear melodies now. Grecian melodies that I hear sound, very, very uplifting, festive. It's very festive music.
Yeah.
So I assume that was your environment growing up, and do you think that rubbed off on you for music?
Yeah, I grew up.
Your own musical skills.
Yeah, my mother sings opera, and she plays the piano. And
your mother's what?
My mom has a diploma in opera.
Oh yeah, okay. A diploma?
Yeah.
Okay, and she plays the piano.
She plays the piano. My sister also sings, and I have the ability to play back the piano whatever I hear. So like if you tell me a song, I could play back. So my mom would always be playing songs, and then I would be trying to play them back. And I remember that one time she was playing this one song that I really liked, and I asked her mom, "What's the name of the song?" And she told me, "Nicoletta, that song is mine." And I was like, "Wait, what do you mean it's yours?" And she told me, "I composed it." And I just couldn't realize how my mom could compose this amazing song. And because my mom had composed it, then I think, like, I was really young at that age, but I think I said to myself, well, if my mom can do that, I can do that too. So
Beautiful.
That's when I started
So
composing.
you sort of inherited it from your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So did you ever compose anything with her? I mean, did you ever collaborate with your mom in anything musically?
We would always play together.
Okay.
And I would, like, sometimes we'd both play the piano,
Right.
or I would play and she would sing. I also wrote a song for her and she sings.
That's great. Okay. Well, now that you're here, do you ever? I mean, you do go home? You do go home to Greece every now and then, right?
Yeah.
And and they must love the fact that they have a hometown person going out to, in the United States and really helping show off the talents of the Grecian music.
Yeah.
They must love that.
Yeah, they're really happy. I mean, they miss me a lot, and I miss them too. But I'm really happy to be here and studying at Berkeley
Of
because
course.
it's an amazing experience. Because it's not only about the program. It's just by being at the school that you get to meet so many incredible musicians and
Right.
collaborate. Or I have access to studios and I just go and record my songs, which I think that it's incredible.
This is all at the school you do. You record them while there.
Yeah.
Now, from what I understand, now you were supposed to do a show tonight somewhere, but because of the weather, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So you do a lot, and listen to that thunder as we speak.
Yeah. The weather's great.
Wow. Yeah, somebody up there likes us. I gotta say, the god of thunder. He's a Greek god, Thor, god of thunder. How do you like that? Maybe that's why. He's backing down on us. He's saying, "Good job." Well, but tell me about that. I mean, you perform a lot for people,
I mean, yeah,
concerts
I
and
try.
whatnot.
The only thing is that I'm international, so
You are.
It's harder for me to book shows because I'm not allowed to be getting paid from shows.
Why? Because you're international?
Yeah,
Well, wait a minute. Whose rule is that?
it's the government because if I get paid,
Our government, the U.S.
yeah, I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to work outside of my college. I'm not allowed to make any sort of money inside the United States because I'm on a student visa.
Are you not? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're not a U.S. citizen.
No, I'm on a student visa. I will only be allowed to work when I graduate because I will have my OPT.
Okay.
But for now, I do many volunteering things. For example, I performed during the Boston Fashion Week.
Okay, right, with Olga.
Yeah,
Right.
at the Fashion on Fire, and I played the piano. And I try to find where to perform, or I can also perform at this restaurant called B3, which is in Berkeley.
Cool.
Because it's a part of Berkeley, so I can get paid, but it's through Berkeley. So
Okay, but that's good.
and I also try to play around if there are unpaid gigs. For example, whenever I can find to perform where they don't pay you, then I can do that.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so it's, I mean, it's just it's temporary.
Yeah.
Well, when you eventually graduate, are you going to be, just take a U.S. citizenship test and
Yeah, I
live
hope
here
so.
forever?
I
And you
hope so.
move to the U.S.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem quite fair. I mean,
I
if you're here
yeah.
legally, at the very least, they should still let you work. But
Yeah.
you will. I mean, the laws are crazy now, especially with all this immigration stuff going on. But that. You know what I mean. You're gonna rise above all that. Absolutely. I mean, you're bringing art to this country, and that's what we need.
Thanks.
Music is a beautiful art.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to it comes to music, in terms of what you've done musically, aside from singing and playing the piano, do you do anything else? Do you dance?
Dancing, actually, I'm pretty bad.
What's that?
I'm pretty
Are
bad.
you?
Everybody's
Okay.
making fun of me, but I'm trying.
Well, no, don't
I
worry
mean, I
about
have
it.
my own style.
Okay, well, that's the idea. You're original, is what you are.
Yeah, we can say original.
And I asked you before. You said you never modeled. You look like you could model.
Thank you. I modeled, actually,
You did.
back in Greece for voluntarily. I did some runway.
Okay.
And
Wow.
also, when I was a baby, my face was in a baby cream.
Right. A
Yeah.
baby cream.
Yeah, so like
You mean like
you would
like the
buy-
moisturizing cream for dry
it's
skin?
the creams for babies.
Right, for moisturizing dry skin, baby's dry skin.
No, the cream that they eat, like their food.
Oh, food,
Yeah.
baby food.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like Gerber's,
Yeah.
except it was in Greece.
Yeah.
Grecian baby food. Interesting. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
so your face was actually on the label of Grecian baby food.
It was, yeah, you would buy like the thing.
That
was
baby whose face is on the Gerber can is pretty famous now. So that's got to be pretty. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so it was that.
Well, okay, so you had that, and so I mean, so that's true. You had your face as a baby on the tons of cans of those baby food in Greece that's sold all over the country of Greece, right?
Yeah.
Wow, well, that's impressive.
Thank you.
Well, okay. Well, I got to tell you, a lot of babies that model end up modeling as adults too.
Yeah.
Perfect example of that would be Brooke Shields in America. You know who she is?
Yeah.
Okay, you kind of look like her a little bit, a younger version. She's like 50. She's 52 now, but you don't look anywhere near that, obviously. Well, all right. So, what does your curriculum look like at Berkeley? How many class? Are you still doing economics, or is it all music now?
No, it's music. We also have to take some liberal arts, but
Yeah.
my previous semester, I had 8 classes.
Okay.
And from the 8 classes, 7 classes were composition classes.
Okay, music composition.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that, I'm double majoring with a minor. My
Okay.
majors are film scoring, which is writing music for
Yeah,
films.
go ahead. Talk about film scoring. How do you've written music for films?
Yeah, I've scored 2 short films so far.
Okay, well, in terms of what were the films and where were they produced? And who produced
So there were student films. So
them? Okay,
one was
produced at Berkeley or some other school? I'm thinking Emerson,
it was
maybe, your neighbor.
Boston University
BU, okay.
and UMass.
UMass, perfect. UMass Boston, or there's
Boston,
there's 3 of
yeah.
them actually.
In Boston,
Oh, in
yeah.
Boston, wow.
And actually, the last one was the UMass, and there was a screening that I went to, and it was really nice seeing like the film that I scored.
That's
on
awesome.
a big screen, yeah.
Wow.
It was
So
a
you
nice
you
screen.
wrote a film score for a whole. Your music went throughout the whole film, right? The whole. Wow.
yeah.
So that's incredible.
It was nice.
Yeah, and now let me ask you: have you ever acted in a film before?
Acted?
Yes.
No.
You haven't.
No.
Okay. Well, because I was going to say, maybe. Well, I don't know. You probably are too focused on your music, but
I mean, I would certainly be interested in acting, and also my sister is studying musical theater,
right.
so she's acting. And in school, I used to take acting classes.
Okay.
So we had some performances where I was acting and also scored the theater. So I wrote the music, I sang a song, and also acted, and it was extremely nice.
So you did. This was at Berkeley,
No, that was back in high school.
in Greece.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Athens High School. Wow. So you do have a history of theater too.
Yeah.
I mean, being from Greece, the theater of the World Theater started in Greece. Those, the masks, the smiling, the funny masks, the sad masks.
Yeah.
So Greece, the people in Greece literally invented the theater back probably before BC, before Jesus was born. I mean, it's the oldest. It's like one of the oldest arts in the history of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely see where you would be. That would be partial to what you do.
Thanks.
That's great. So now, have you ever done anything? Have you ever contacted any of the film like Boston Casting to maybe see if you could write something for a film? Because what I'm saying is, Boston Casting is a film casting company in Boston, in which they audition plenty of people for films. But I don't know how many. But I'm wondering if maybe if somebody's putting a film together there, maybe they could use somebody to write it. So far, you've done a couple of college films, but maybe it sounds to me like you could probably write a score for a major film too.
Yeah, I'd love that. I should actually
You
get
should look into it.
Yeah, I will. Thanks. For
Yeah, I always try to give advice to my guests that'll help them out
for
down the
sure.
road, because that's something. You start doing that, I mean, then your career is on fire, and that's the way it should be. What about now? Have you ever? Your music is pretty much. What would you consider it? I asked you before, but I wasn't clear. It's pretty much just classical jazz, or
Minimalistic.
what is it?
Minimalistic, which means
Minimalistic.
that
Okay, what is that?
you take a theme,
Yep.
like an idea, and you develop the idea.
Okay.
So it's basically, it's not repetitive. It's not a word that I would use, but what I do usually is that I have this one theme that I keep on playing in my
Okay.
right hand, and then I will change the harmony. Maybe I'll add more instruments, or if it's only piano, then I will start adding more notes. So develop the same thing.
Okay, and this is just the instrumental part of the song, right?
Mhm.
See, this is amazing. Now, I played the piano for 7 years as a kid myself, and people told me I was good because I memorized songs and I could play them, 2 or 3 songs from sheet music, and they'd say, "Man, you're phenomenal." But I really wasn't, because I really couldn't commit myself to doing it. Obviously, that's not your case. You can commit yourself, and I tried writing a song back when I was in my early 40s, and it was no big deal. But to be able to do that, I mean, you sing, you get ideas in your head for you hear music in your head and you just write it out on composition paper, and the next thing you know, you've made a song. So how many songs do you think you've written since you started writing them?
Instrumental or pop songs?
Well, break it down. Instrumental, vocal, or both?
So instrumental, I should have around 20 by now.
Okay, wow.
And pop songs, I don't know, probably around 15, I think.
So that's pretty good. So 35 songs in all and that was since you've been in the U.S. or going back to when you were a kid in Greece?
Going back to where
When
I
you
was
were
a
a
kid.
kid, okay. Wow, okay. Now, do you ever play? I know you played by yourself. Do you ever play with, like you said, you collaborated with your mom back in Greece, but you ever played in a band at all?
Yeah.
All right,
so
talk about that.
back from Greece, I would play in my school band.
Okay.
So I'm also, except from piano, I'm a self-taught drummer, guitarist.
Okay.
And I also sing self-taught. So in the school band, I would always be playing either the piano, then the drums, then some guitar, then some vocals, and back to the drums.
Oh, you
back
played
to
all
the
that stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was actually really nice because people would be calling me the child orchestra.
Yeah,
And I thought that
exactly.
it was funny. And
It's
so-
not funny. It's incredible. I mean, it's funny because it's a compliment of the highest degree. I might add. So
and
it's great.
in my sister's graduation, I wrote a song for her, and the school heard it and they really liked it. So I performed the song that I wrote with her in her graduation. So I was playing the piano, we were singing together, and there was also a band backing us up.
Wow.
So there was some flute, and some more people would be singing with us vocals, which
Wow.
was really nice.
Okay.
And the same thing happened actually for my sister's graduation from 6th grade, elementary school.
Okay. This is in Greece, obviously. Right.
Yeah. And then I came here, and I've been playing with a lot of people from Berkeley
That's great.
in different bands so far. I think I've played with maybe 6, 7 different bands.
So you're very comfortable with playing by yourself and with others as well.
Yeah, I love playing.
Oh, that's awesome.
The thing about music is that, like, personally, I can never get enough because I love playing alone. I love practicing.
You're very passionate.
I love
Yeah.
classical music.
Yep.
So I love studying it. Then I love playing my own songs, composing, and I also love playing with other musicians because you learn so many things.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Because everyone has their own style. And
And
it's nice
all-
that you collaborate with them.
And they all come from different countries, so they
Wow.
all have a different background.
There you go. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of music do you like to listen to? Like pop music on the radio, top 40, any of that, or just classical? What do you like to
I
listen to?
actually have a very versatile ear, so I love listening to classical music,
Classical. You like that? Yeah.
soundtrack music,
Okay.
pop songs, of course.
Of course. Okay.
And in general, I can listen to whatever type of music there is. Just if I like it, then
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it. Like, I'm
Exactly.
very open to that.
I understand. Wow. That's amazing. That is so. Now, I can see you eventually. I mean, I can see you going on a cruise ship around, the Mediterranean and playing for the passengers. I don't know. I can see you playing music on a cruise because I always think of somehow when I think of Grecian music, especially, I think of images of people on boats in the in the warm weather and just taking it easy, building sandcastles on the beach, doing stuff like that, eating dough or whatever they eat, or pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I know that Greek food is very good. Olives, I love. I eat olives every day, so I
Yeah.
know I'm into that. So, because music is great to eat with, and it's listening to music and stuff. Okay, well, so when you write a song, so like the girl I had on last week, Emanuela from Italy, Emanuela Beliza, she said that she usually writes not the lyrics, but the instrumental part of the song, the notes first. Are you the same? I guess you're the same way.
Yeah.
The notes come to you first before the lyrics.
So what I do is that, so whenever I write a song, actually it's not that I write the song because I say to myself, okay, let's write a song today.
Right.
What happens is that my best way of expressing myself is through my music. So
Okay.
if something happens that is bothering me, or
There you go.
if like my thoughts are not very clear, I'll just start playing the piano, and then if I find something that I really like, then
Yeah.
I just keep on playing it, and then I start singing above it. And when I sing above it, I mumble things, like I try to speak, like try to say lyrics, but I will just say whatever comes to mind. So if you hear my recordings, they sound just weird. And then I'll keep on repeating and singing, and then something sticks, and then something, when I start repeating, it starts sounding the same. So I end up what I'm going to be playing at the piano.
Okay.
And so it's like they both come at the same time.
Beautiful. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a little break and watch her play your newest song, Nicoletta. It's Passage of Time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, without further ado, this is Nicoletta Nomicou. Sorry about that.
No
Playing
worries.
Passage of Time. Enjoy it, and we'll be right back. So tell me about that song. What made you decide to write that? What was your inspiration?
So I was at the Berkeley practice rooms. I think
You were where? At the Berkeley practice
yeah.
rooms? Okay.
And I think I was studying Beethoven.
Okay.
And what I do is whenever I study classical music or whatever, after a point I just start playing things on my own.
Cool.
So I started improvising, and I started playing this melody this thing that the right hand does, like this pattern.
Okay.
And I just found the chords, and the funny thing is that I don't always think about what I'm gonna play. I just put my hands, and sometimes I'm surprised because I don't know what I'm about to play.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
it. That's eerie, like someone on a Ouija board.
Yeah, it's like you're trying things, and if it works, it
The
works.
spirit of music is singing through you. That's the way it is. That must be what it is.
Thank
Wow.
you.
No, that's great.
So, yeah, and then I really like the pattern. And the thing with that song is that actually, after a while, I found the main theme. But
Okay.
for one reason, I couldn't develop it, so I just left it. And I got back on it like maybe 3 months after. I was like, hey, I have this song that I really like.
Okay.
Why don't I develop it? And then this one day, I just, after like 10 minutes, it was done.
There it is. Wow. Well, that was beautiful. That is
Thank you.
such a beautiful song.
Thanks.
I mean, it's almost like a beautifully haunting melody. I really enjoy that. And it almost, you think you think even the lyrics, not the lyrics, it's because it's instrumental, but the title, Passage of Time, it's a perfect title because it makes you think that, you realize that the passing of time is the most phenomenal event in our world, really. But you don't really think about it too much until you hear a song like that. Then you think about, wow, time is passing. This is amazing. I mean, you have a way of writing songs that even without lyrics can convey messages to people internally, and that's pretty impressive.
Thank
Not everybody can do that. But when it comes to songs with lyrics, just real quick, tell me about what usually inspires you with your lyrics, and then we're going to wrap the show up.
So my lyrics come from real life experiences.
Okay.
And sometimes I might alter things, but now I start becoming more true to myself, so whatever I write is usually true.
Okay, that's cool. Well, guess what? We only got a couple of minutes left in the show.
Wow, that was fast.
So it does. It always goes by. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is give some shouts out to people, because a lot of people are going to see this, like people in your family, people at Berkeley, your friends. Say, how you doing? Thanks. Hope you enjoyed my show, my performance on Topic Time, and also if you want to like the show yourself being here, I want you to send other people my way. I get a lot of guests from other guests.
Of course.
If you recommend me. But go ahead, say, give a few shouts out to people, because
Yeah,
a lot of people are
thanks.
going to see the show.
Thank you for watching, so Mom. I want to thank, of course, my mom, because she's my inspiration, and my sister, Myrtali. And all my friends who are supporting me, David, Brianna, Ben. Thank you all so much for everything that you do for me. And thank you so much for having me with your show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad I was able to. I had you on my callback list, for a long time, and it was certainly worth it. I had a feeling I'd reach you sooner or later. It's just a matter of when I had an opportunity, and there it was, and you really killed it. You're an amazing performer.
Thank you.
And I hope, and I'm expecting big things from you, both in the U.S. and Greece. Just real quick, you planning on touring around the world at all, or going other places?
I hope so.
Oh,
That would be
eventually,
great.
okay. Well, after you graduate.
Yeah, and hopefully get the chance to score big movies like Hollywood.
That's
movies.
it. Well, that's what I tell you. Go look into that, and
I
remember,
will.
and I want, I'm going to know. I'm going to say I had her on Topic Time, and look what she's doing now. And on that, are you ready to wrap it up? You ready to snap a little? Okay, folks. Thanks for watching another great episode of Topic Time. See you next week. Take care. Here we go. And that is a wrap. So how was it?
Perfect. Yeah, it was amazing.